For decades, one narrow waterway held the entire world hostage. The Strait of Hormuz, a strip of ocean barely 33 kilometers wide at its narrowest point, has been the world's single most critical energy choke point. According to the US Energy Information Administration, approximately 20 million barrels of oil pass through this corridor every single day in 2024. That represents around 27% of all global maritime oil trade and roughly 1/5 of total world petroleum consumption. Beyond crude oil, about 1/5 of all global liquefied natural gas trade also transits Hormuz, most of it coming from Qatar, flowing toward the factories and cities of Asia and Europe. For Iran, this geography was a gift. Every time tensions escalated in the Middle East, every time Washington imposed new sanctions, every time Tel Aviv made a threat, Tehran reminded the world of its most powerful card, the ability to close the Strait of Hormuz. Oil markets would panic, tanker insurance costs would surge, global supply chains would hold their breath. The message was always simple and devastating: corner Iran, and the world pays the price. But something remarkable has been happening, quietly, methodically, and almost without notice. Saudi Arabia has been building an alternative system, not a military system, not a diplomatic one, an infrastructure system, one designed to make the Strait of Hormuz strategically irrelevant. Ports, highways, pipelines, railways, and logistics corridors stretching across the Arabian Peninsula. A vast, silent network that is slowly stripping Iran of its most dangerous weapon. Let's break down exactly how this works. At the heart of Saudi Arabia's strategy is the East-West Pipeline, also known as Petrolene. Stretching approximately 1,200 kilometers from the Abqaiq oil fields in the eastern province all the way to the Red Sea port of Yanbu, this pipeline was originally constructed during the Iran-Iraq War of the 1980s. Back then, the threat of tanker attacks in Hormuz was already a reality, and Saudi Arabia needed a backup route. Since those early years, the pipeline's capacity has been dramatically expanded. Today, Petrolene can move up to 7 million barrels of oil per day, entirely bypassing the Strait of Hormuz. Saudi crude can now reach global markets through the Red Sea without a single tanker entering Iranian-controlled waters. But Saudi Arabia didn't stop at pipelines. Riyadh partnered with MSC Mediterranean Shipping Company, the world's largest container shipping line, to create something even more ambitious: a hybrid land-sea logistics corridor cutting straight across the Arabian Peninsula. Here's how it works. Cargo ships arriving from Europe unload containers at Saudi ports on the Red Sea, specifically Jeddah Islamic Port and King Abdullah Port in Rabi. From there, truck fleets carry the cargo across approximately 1,300 kilometers of desert highway, passing through Riyadh. The containers then arrive at King Abdulaziz Port in Dammam on the Gulf Coast, where they're loaded onto feeder ships and distributed to Gulf countries including the UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, and Iraq. This system launched commercially on May 10, 2026, with its first departure from Antwerp, Belgium. The geopolitical implications are enormous. Consider China. On the surface, Beijing appears to be one of Iran's closest economic partners, continuing to purchase Iranian oil even under heavy sanctions. But China also receives nearly 38% of all oil exports flowing through the Strait of Hormuz. A major disruption wouldn't just raise prices. It would threaten Chinese factories, strangle Chinese exports, and destabilize supply chains that the entire global economy depends on. That is why China has been quietly integrating with Saudi logistics networks as part of its Belt and Road Initiative, building redundancy against any future Hormuz crisis. Japan faces a similar existential calculation. Heavily dependent on imported energy, Tokyo cannot afford even a brief disruption to Gulf oil flows. Saudi Arabia's growing network of pipelines, ports, and overland corridors offers Japan precisely the strategic insurance it requires. For years, all of this was theoretical planning, contingency infrastructure, insurance policies that nobody hoped to use. Then, in late February 2026, it became reality. Following US and Israeli strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities, the Strait of Hormuz was effectively closed to non-Iranian vessels. The International Energy Agency described it as the largest recorded disruption to global oil flows in modern history, approximately 10 million barrels per day cut off from international markets virtually overnight. And every piece of infrastructure we have discussed was immediately activated. Saudi Arabia pushed Petrolene to its maximum 7 million barrel per day capacity. The UAE's Fujairah pipeline ran at full throttle. MSC launched its Saudi land bridge. Hapag-Lloyd and Maersk activated overland corridors through Saudi Arabia and Oman. Saudi crude shipments from Red Sea terminals quadrupled compared to February levels. Decades of quiet, patient infrastructure investment became the world's most critical energy lifeline, almost overnight. Saudi Arabia has successfully stripped Iran of its most absolute strategic weapon. The threat of closing Hormuz no longer equals global economic catastrophe, but it remains a powerful disruptive force, and Tehran knows it. The targeting of petroleum shows that proxy groups, drones, cyber attacks, and direct strikes will remain part of Iran's playbook as its geographic leverage erodes. And in doing so, Saudi Arabia is quietly reshaping the balance of power across the entire Middle East without firing a single shot. The future of this region may no longer be decided by who controls the oil. It may be decided by who controls the routes that move the world. If this analysis gave you new perspective, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. The geography of power is shifting, and understanding it has never mattered more.